What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Talkin' Bulls with Beer. I'm your host, Matt Beer. This is the show where we talk about all things Chicago Bulls. We preview every game, and then in another video, we will kind of I'll give my thoughts on the game I previewed the day beforehand. So, I do want to apologize for a couple things. First thing, I do apologize for talking lower than I normally do. The reason why I'm doing that is because we have kids here and they're sleeping and I don't want to wake them up. And I usually record these in the morning. That's why you're gonna, hear this in the mornings. I usually record then. So, it's gonna be the same thing with the Raptors game, the pregame and postgame as well, since I'll be recording that tomorrow, which is Sunday. So I do apologize for that. I also apologize because my dog might be making noises in the background. Right now he's laying down, but he might lick himself. He might walk around. He might try to eat some food. He might do some things. So I do apologize because it's gonna be caught in the background because I don't have a studio where I can actually sit in, have the soundproof just soundproof padding or whatever for the walls. Um, and all that stuff. I don't have that. I hope I can turn my closet into that because I think that would be wonderful. But at this moment, I don't have that. So I will apologize in advance if there's any background noise or any weird rust. It almost feels like something's being rubbed against the mic. Um, I do apologize if that happens from time to time. So let's get into this right now. We're going to talk about yesterday's game, which was the Bulls and the Grizzlies. The Bulls ended up beating the Grizzlies 110 to 102 in a comeback from behind victory led by Kobe White and LaVine. Um, Once again, just like with the game on Wednesday, there were things I really liked, and then there were things I did not like at all. And I'll get into that in a little bit. Now, obviously, this was a game where both teams were 0 and 1, so both were battling for their first win. In this game, it was the Grizzlies' home opener. The Bulls have yet to play at home, so there's that as well. So, and of course, I think the thing everybody was looking forward to seeing was Ja Morant versus Kobe White. Even though Kobe was going to be coming off the bench, he's been getting quite a bit of minutes. So, seeing those two go at it was something I think a lot of people were looking forward to that had interest in this game because I truly believe they're going to be the two faces for point guards in the NBA in the next 5 to 10 years. I think both are they're both really good in that format. I mean, that draft was really good for the top 10 players in general, as far as ones that were drafted. So there's that. So let's get into some of the things I liked, and then we'll get into the things I did not like at all in this game. We'll start out with, I kind of liked what Carter did. I thought Wendell Carter, he did pretty well in this game. He was kind of playing about the same as he did yesterday, or not yesterday, sorry, on Wednesday. Um, I thought he did better, just a little bit better, in the season opener compared to this one, but it might just be because I'm looking at stats right now. He didn't score as many points as he did against the not the Bobcats. That was back before the Pelicans changed their name to the Pelicans. The Hornets. He had a little bit better game against the Hornets, I thought personally, maybe because of the points, and the fact he didn't get an assist. I believe he had a couple assists against the Hornets. I kind of let everything flip out, but I thought he did pretty well all around in that game. He did about what, we would need him to. Maybe up the points a little bit, maybe get him more around 15. I know he can get around 15 to 20 points a game. Um, I thought we saw that last season before he got hurt, where he was having games where he could get to the 20-point mark. But I guess we'll find out about that later. Another thing I liked was Zach LaVine scoring 37 points. I also got himself 6 rebounds and 4 assists. I loved what LaVine did. He looked really good in this game, and he kind of took the role that I thought he was going to have from the get go. So maybe he's going to continue to have this role from here on out. Maybe he thinks to himself, well, we have some talent here, so maybe if I get 20 to 30 points, every game we can win most of those. Maybe that's what he was thinking because the bench isn't too bad. Like I said, you got Young, and you got White and Dunn, and then also you have Daniel Gafford coming there as well. So I think there's a lot to like coming off the bench. And speaking of Dunn, I did like what Dunn did. I think he only got 6 points now, um, but I really did like what he does. I think coming off the bench, kind of controlling the second unit, I really like that. I feel like that is what he's best at in Chicago. So if he stays in Chicago, I think coming off of the bench, he's going to be a lot better. Because no, he won't get us a lot of points and whatnot. And I don't really need that from him when he's coming off the bench. It's a completely different story with him starting, but coming off the bench, I don't need that at all. But he can play defense, and you need somebody who can play defense because on the bench there's guys that can score. So you're going to get most of your points with starters. I don't really need Dunn to be like a 20 point a game guy. So I did like what I saw from him, and I'm really liking him so far this year. Just like I said in that preview, I think he's gonna thrive off the bench because it's a contract year. Maybe he wants to take that starting spot back. So I do think he's gonna do better there. Plus, he won't have to play as much, so all the energy and whatnot could be condensed to the 11 to 12 minutes that he'll get every game, and I think he'll thrive right there. Another thing I liked was Kobe White. Kobe White got 25 points. He got 6 rebounds and 2 assists. I thought he was great in this game. I thought he was really good. And I think once again, this proves to me anyway, Kobe White needs to be the starting point guard for the Bulls. He needs to be. I can understand you getting him used to just the NBA in general, but he's already playing more minutes than Satoransky. So, I mean, I would start him personally, but that's just me. Um, I just think he has more talent than Satoransky because when Morant was out there, at first he was seeming to have his way against Satoransky, but as soon as Kobe White came in, it looked like he shut him down pretty good. So I like that because to me, I think Kobe White, and I think everybody's going to agree, Kobe White played a better game than John Morant. He had more points, so that obviously is a good thing. He had more rebounds. The only thing Jaw had over White was assist, but I mean Kobe White isn't starting yet, so you know I I can forgive him for that. I mean I'm sure he'll get his 5 to 10 assists a game or something when he's starting. I'm sure that's what Kobe White's going to do because he can run the offense through himself as well. So I also like that, and I also like that we didn't allow the Grizzlies to get 120 points. I thought that was very 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 nice. And then of course holding Ja Moran the 10 points. I like seeing that because I do think Ja is a special player, and he looked really good so far. So the fact that he was held to 10 points, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that was a good thing by our defense. So some of the things I didn't like, I'll kind of start with this because I'm not really that upset. I wish the points were higher, but I mean, still the rebounds I think is quite nice, and that's Laurie Marketing. He got 9 points in this game. Though I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm a little disappointed, and I wish he would do better because I believe his first 4 or 5 shots yesterday during that game with the Grizzlies, Marketing was like 0 for 4, 0 for 5, and I was just thinking to myself, what are you doing, Marketing? You can get into the basket. You're strong enough. You're athletic enough. Get to the basket. Take a better shot. Just don't shoot a three to shoot a three. Go for the better shots. I mean, I think anybody would do that. Well, maybe not anybody. I guess it depends on the moment and whatnot. But I mean, how he played kind of disappointed me. I'm not freaking out yet. I'm not like, oh my god, this is awful. This is a bad sign. I think it was just a bad day at the office. I mean, we still won, so that was good. But I think we can all agree he's gonna have to score about 20 points a game for the season, so he needs to improve that. Because he had a big game against the Hornets. He got 35 points. I really wish he would have gotten closer to 20, but he didn't. But he did get 11 rebounds, so that was really nice, of course. Um, Another thing I did not like at all, Otto Porter Jr. only getting 4 points. He got 4 points, he got 3 rebounds, and he got 0 assists. This right here is not acceptable. Okay? Otto Porter Jr. has to score more than what he is right now. I understand he was in restricted minutes, but he played over 20 minutes. He's good enough to where he can score more than 4 points. Otto Porter Jr. has to score more than 4 points in every single game, or else we're going to lose most of those games. Otto Porter is a talented player. I know he has it in him. But if he's not going to do this, and he's not going to improve, he needs to be on the bench. And we need to put in somebody else. Maybe Thad Young gets in there. I don't know. I know he'll be playing power forward, but why not? Just for now. If Porter's not going to get the job done, if he's not going to get at least 10 points, then he should not be starting. Bulls need to find another small forward just in case. I don't trust Shaq Harrison to be a starter. I do not. I don't want to see Shaq Harrison starting at all because that would be even worse. So I'm gonna give Porter some more chances. Okay, I know he's good enough. I know he is. He can score the ball. He really can. I think he's in a rough patch right now. I do think he's going to get out of it soon, and I really hope that's later tonight because that would be a very very helpful. Another thing I wasn't a fan of, also not angry, more disappointed, but it's looking like it's gonna be more of the same. Is Thomas Satoransky, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. The points, whatever, that's fine, whatever. You you did a little better than your first game, okay, whatever, that's fine. 3 rebounds. I don't need him to get 10 rebounds. It's fine. But what I need him to do is get more assists than 2 points. If you're starting, then get more than 2 assists. I don't know why I said points. If you're starting, get more than 2 assists. Kobe White got 2 assists, but he didn't start. I understand he played a little longer, but he's not the starting point guard. If Kobe White was the starting point guard and he had the 25 points, but he got like 2 assists, I would also say he needs to improve that. That would be on my don't like things. Satoransky needs to improve, or else we're not going to win. Plain simple. And then the last thing I didn't like was the 3-point percentage. The Bulls simply cannot shoot threes. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. And tonight was worse than Wednesday. Or yesterday was worse than Wednesday. The Bulls had 28% from the three. Look, I'm not expecting 70%, 60%, but 40%, 30%. Come on. I wasn't a fan of that at all. I was pretty disappointed in that. I'm not flipping out or anything. I'm not going crazy, but I was not a fan of them not making as many threes as they probably should have. So there's that as well. Sorry for the noise. I moved slightly, so headphones make noise. And then let's go to the Memphis side. Like I said earlier, John Moran, he had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I like seeing that. Bulls did a good job containing him. Another thing, and it's also something I didn't like, or it's related to another thing I didn't like that I just remembered. Jaren Jackson got 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. I totally forgot about him. Once I realized that he played for the Grizzlies, because, like I said, I totally blanked on it. Once I realized he was playing for the Grizzlies, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about him. But yeah, Jaren Jackson had 23 points. It's a pretty big night. Led the Grizzlies to total points and whatnot. So I mean I didn't like it because that's 23 points that really could have been taken away, and then it would have been a instead of an 8-point lead, it would have been closer to like 31-point lead or something like that. So yeah, those are things I didn't like. Also, the Bulls need to improve on their defense slightly. And I guess more than slightly, they just need to improve the D. Because to me, the defense is pretty weak. It really is. So we need to up it up from everybody. Um, that's something we need to do. Another thing I didn't like, Daniel Gafford didn't play. He didn't get any minutes. He doesn't need to start, but he needs to play. Like I keep saying, he's better than Cornette. Cornette got 3 points, so congrats to him for scoring. But Daniel Gafford, 100% should be the starting, or not starting, sorry. He should be the second center coming off the bench. But that's just my opinion. So, yeah, that's about all I have today. Like I said, Bulls win. It was a comeback win. Um, later tonight we got the Raptors and the Bulls. I'll be covering that in a little while. Like, for example, this is going to be up at noon. The Bulls and Raptors preview will be up around 5 o'clock. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I do want to thank you for listening. If you're new, subscribe here. I promise a videos coming along with this. I promise I'll have highlights. Fun fact, I was going to have highlights in this. However, I was not allowed to download any video that had the highlights. So I couldn't do that. So I do apologize for that. But I will have video eventually. It won't be probably for the first month, but maybe after the second month I will. Definitely after Christmas. I'll definitely have a better setup or whatever to like record and whatnot. So that's when I'll probably do videos closer to like late December. So there is that. So thank you all for listening. Once again, I apologize for me speaking quiet. I just don't want to wake anybody up because that's just not fair to them. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I've been Matt, and I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry about no music too. All my music, like, legit just got deleted off my phone, besides like one, but it doesn't fit with this. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. Actually later today, so see you then. See you, Red. I hope you have a good day.